Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
When you take a girl out on a first date, restaurant choice is always important. Usually you should try to find some like quaint local eatery.
Yeah.
Preferably a place that has like organic foods, maybe some artisan cocktails, things like that are handcrafted by the bartender. A place where the chef comes out and greets you and talks about the food. You know, very classy places like that.
Awesome, yeah.
And that's exactly what Mark did on his first date. Yeah, his email said that he took her to the Cheesecake Factory.
Shut up.
Good work.
That is the opposite.
It's hard to get a reservation there, Mark. How did you do it?
It wasn't easy, but I had some connections there, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, hi, Roller.
Slide the host a $100 bill, and they give you a seat right next to the window where you can watch people carry their bags from the mall.
That's right. It's very classy.
Yeah, I know. So why did you decide on the Cheesecake Factory?
Well, we were on different sides of town, and we were trying to figure out some place that was between us that we could meet at, and it was just really convenient.
You were just like, hey, girl, you like Mile High mashed potatoes? I'll get you so many mashed potatoes. I'm the one making fun of him for taking it to the Cheesecake Factory, yet I know menu items from there. How bad is that?
Is that really a specific menu item?
It is. Mile High mashed
my
potatoes,
gosh.
and it's delicious.
That's actually the truth. They do have. I don't know how you know that, but yes, they do have mashed potatoes.
I may have been there a time or two.
Going into this first date, you guys both felt like you had honestly represented yourself before you met in person.
Yeah, I mean, she looked like her picture, which was good, because I've definitely had bad experiences in the past with that whole thing, like the whole angling of the picture thing, so you only see the face, and then she's got the body of like Andre the Giant.
People are very good at taking pictures to make themselves look way better than they actually look in person. That's for sure.
That's absolutely right, yeah. But that was not the case with her. She actually looked like her picture. She was very pretty.
All right, that's exciting. And was she cool? I mean, obviously you want to get a second date with her, so she had to be cool. But like, what'd you like about her so much?
She was really funny, actually. We did a lot of laughing, and you know, I like a good sense of humor. Absolutely, is something that's essential to me. And she was really fun. And before I knew it, you know, the dinner was over.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. You go to a place and you're like, all right, this is going to be like a 2-hour dinner. Hopefully we can talk for a while. And you're like 30 minutes in, you're like, that was quick. So now what do we do? So how did you end everything at the restaurant then?
Well, when it ended, you know, I wanted to spend some more time with her. And since we were already at the mall, I just suggested we walk around the mall and, you know, talk for a little while.
You're like, hey,
guys
I
do
got to
mall
pick up some. I got to pick up some new undies and socks. You want to roll with me to the department store real quick?
No, we didn't do that. We just we walked around.
Was she cool with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was cool in the beginning, but then it did get a little weird at one point.
How so?
Well, there was sort of a lull in the conversation, and we happened to be passing by a jewelry store, and in my mind, I had this impulsive idea of, why don't I just take her into this jewelry store and do something really crazy, you know? So I followed that impulse, and
You buy her jewelry on your first date?
Please say you didn't.
No, I didn't buy her anything, but I did suggest that we try on some rings.
What? On your first date? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you crazy?
No, I know it sounds bad, but I wasn't thinking of it like that. I figured it would be a fun thing, you know, that we.
What was her reaction when you walked by
my
the
good Lord.
jewelry store and you're like, hey, why don't we go in there and try on some engagement rings?
Oh, no.
Well, she sort of laughed uncomfortably, but she said yes because. But at the time I thought it was because she was into it. But
She said yes to it? You guys actually went and sized yourself for engagement rings.
well, I mean, she didn't technically say yes to it, but I said it would be fun, and I kind of dragged her in.
Oh, my good Lord. I would be out the door in a heartbeat.
How long were you in the store for?
I don't know, like a half an hour.
Really?
Oh, no.
Did she, okay, after the weirdness of it, did she seem to be enjoying herself?
Well, that's the way I wanted to see it, but in retrospect, maybe not.
Oh, my gosh. What are you thinking, dude?
Did you realize how weird that could come off when you were doing it?
No, I mean, you know, I kept saying to her, you know, we're just pretending, and I was saying that the whole time. You know, it's for pretend, you know, just for fun.
My heart starts beating faster just walking by engagement rings when I was single.
Is that all you did? I mean, did the date end after that?
Yeah, pretty much we sort of walked out of the mall after that and walked her to her car, and I gave her a little peck on the cheek and a hug, and I thought I did my best, and I hope that she realized that.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since you guys went out?
I've called her maybe, 2 or 3 times. It's always gone straight to voicemail, but I've texted her 5 times, and she responded to the first one, but she hasn't responded since.
Okay, I just want to clarify something. So you know what you did was strange to do on a first date.
Now looking back, now that she hasn't responded to me, it might have been a little weird for her.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Great. Sounds good.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Mark is on the phone with us. He wants to call a girl named Christina today. They met online, went out on a date. Then Mark made the very sane decision of taking her into a ring store to do some engagement ring shopping on a first date.
It sounds made up.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
According to Mark, he knew that what he did was kind of weird, but in the moment, it sounded like a fun thing. Like, hey, let's just go in here and check out some engagement rings. And now she's not calling him back. All right, Mark, you about ready to give her a call?
Yeah, let's do this.
I think the mistake you made was you didn't go all the way with it,
Oh,
What?
What you should have done is while you were in the store, purchased a ring without her knowing.
Oh, no.
And then when you walked her back to your car, got down on one knee and said, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, Christina.
I think it's bad enough what I did. Please don't make it worse.
But by not proposing, yeah, it is bad. You should have proposed. Go all the way with it. Don't half-ass it, Mark. All right, well, I'm about to dial the phone number and get her on the phone and find out what went wrong on your date, even though we already know probably what went wrong.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Christina, please?
this is her.
Hey, Christina, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who did you say you were? What business?
It's a radio show, a morning show.
I didn't catch that. What business again?
It's Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a morning radio program. You can hear it in your car on the way to work and stuff.
Okay.
You clearly don't listen, right?
Are you still talking about the radio thing?
Yes, I am. Here, let me explain for a second, all right? We host a morning radio show. One of our listeners actually emailed us to try to get you on the phone. His name is Mark, and you recently went out on a date with Mark.
Yeah, I'm not calling him back.
We know that, yeah. That's the whole reason that he emailed us. He said, hey, I met this really cool girl named Christina. We went out on a date and had fun, but now she won't respond to my phone calls. Can you talk to us for a second about your date with Mark?
Not really. I'm pretty busy.
I promise this won't take up much of your time. All I want to ask you about is him taking you to the jewelry store on a first date to look at engagement rings.
Oh, man.
Wow, he told you about that?
Yes, he
Okay.
did. And he actually admits that he knows that was kind of an awkward move.
Yeah, awkward is an understatement.
Oh, I would have freaked out if I were you.
Honestly, it was just such a strange suggestion. I just thought he was kidding.
Yeah.
And why did you go along with it?
I mean, I didn't want to seem mean. He did seem like a nice guy. It just seemed like a very strange thing to request.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so that's why you're not calling him back, because he took you engagement ring shopping on a first date?
I mean, yeah, there's a little more to the story, but that's basically the main reason, yeah.
What's the more?
Well, he pulled me in. I thought I seemed apprehensive enough, but he, seemed very excited to go in. And while we were there, I got the feeling that this spur-of-the-moment ordeal wasn't as spur-of-the-moment as he was trying to make it seem.
What do you mean by that?
I felt like he planned it. One of the girls, when we came in, called him by his name.
Shut up. They knew his first name, like, welcome to the store.
Yeah, they were like, hi, Mark. Good to see you.
Like this is his first date move?
Well, we were looking at a lot of jewelry, and when he went to the other side of the store, I leaned in, and I asked the woman, I'm like, hey, how do you know him? And she said to me, yeah, he's been in here a few times.
Oh, what?
With
So, like with other girls?
I didn't get to ask because he was on his way back.
But was she giving you like the look like you need to get out, like woman to woman, this is weird, or he's just shopping by himself and she didn't seem to think anything was abnormal?
Neither one. It was weird that she even said that he had been in there a few times.
Yeah. Does he have a lot of jewelry? I mean, maybe he's shopping for himself?
I didn't notice too much jewelry.
Okay. So he's not like a dude with like big watches and pinky rings everywhere and like
No.
Okay.
Did you ask him about it? Did you ask him like, hey, have you been here before?
I didn't know how to, and I just figured this was his go-to date kind of thing, and I kept thinking, like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you want to bring a girl engagement ring shopping on your first date? How could that be your go-to move? How could that be your first instinct? I don't get it.
Don't you want to ask him about that? I would love to ask him if that's his move.
No, I'd rather let it go.
Well, I can't let it go, Christina. And we're going to have to ask him because he's actually on the other line listening right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. Mark, go ahead and say hi.
Okay, let me explain. All right. And it sounds really bad, but there's an explanation. I swear, it's not what you think.
So this
There's
isn't.
an explanation?
Yeah, what's the explanation? This isn't your first date move, Mark?
It's not my first date move. I swear. With you, Christina, that was an impulsive move. I that is not my go-to move.
The girl
on a
knew your
first date.
name. She says you've been in there a few times. Explain that.
I understand. I have been in there a few times. I've been in there with other girls, but
What?
I have. I've been in there with two other
Okay.
girls.
Whoa.
But no, let me explain. It's legitimate. I was actually engaged to both of them.
What?
Wait,
Whoa.
you've been
That's even
engaged
worse.
twice in like the recent past?
Yes, I was engaged twice, and both times we went to that sort of shop for rings.
Why would you ever go in there then, Mark?
Yeah, that is the
Stay
dumbest
away.
thing I've ever heard.
I don't know, but what I think probably happened is that I was nervous because there was a lull in the conversation, and it was a familiar place, and I thought, well, this could be fun. This could be, it's some place that I had some good memories in, and maybe take her in there.
When you
Good
walked
memories
in,
in?
when you walked in and the sales lady knew your name, didn't you know, like, oh my God, this is the biggest mistake I've ever made. We need to leave immediately.
I didn't even hear her say that. I mean, obviously she said it because Christina heard it, but I didn't. I swear I didn't even hear her say that. I didn't know she knew my name.
So, have you been married before? Like, what? You've just been engaged
No,
twice? Was that recently?
It was the last one. Yes, was fairly recent. It was before I met you online. But but yes, I never got married though, and it never happened. I mean, it was both the engagements ended, and but it was never. I never lied to you or held it back from you when we were talking online. It just never came up.
I guess that's true.
And you take me to the same exact store that you got their rings? You thought that was okay?
I was getting nervous because there was a lull in the conversation, and I just pulled you in there because I wanted to shake things up a little bit and get things going. And I realized it wasn't a great choice in retrospect, but I swear, there was no, I had no agenda.
There's a million other things we could have done at the mall besides looking for engagement rings. There's a million other things.
That's a very good
You had
point.
a lot of options, Mark.
But we were in front of that store when we were.
That's true, but you could have walked 3 feet to another store or up to the food court and got some frozen yogurt or something. There's a lot of stuff you could have done.
I know. I mean, I know. I realized it was stupid. I wasn't thinking, but that's what I did, and I have no. It was stupid.
Are you sure, Mark, are you sure you're ready to be dating right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I am sure, and I'd like to go on another date with Christina.
Okay, cool. Let me ask her then. Christina, would you like to go out with Mark again? We'll pay for a second date.
I mean, my gut is telling me no.
Oh, you know what everybody says? Don't listen to your gut.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think so. My gut tells me no, it's not.
No.
No. I mean, I can't. It was all really strange. I told too many people about that story.
I can't go out with that dude now.
Yeah.
You sure you have the opportunity to be Mark's next ex-fiance?
Oh, Jubal.
Oh, come on, man! Don't say it like that. It makes me sound like a weirdo. I'm not, I mean, all I did is take a girl into a ring shop on a first date.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just say what you said again and tell me that's not weird.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.